Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. We're going to continue our progression with our top 5 heroes. Today we're going to be breaking down the Maulers. Now a lot of players have been asking about the Maulers. So again, we're going to be going through the top 5, starting with our number 1 guys, which is of course the awakened version of Sofia. When you look at a lot of different game modes, she is being utilized pretty much anywhere, including the Cursed Realm, the Twisted Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, the Treasure Scramble, even used within the tower, even used in campaign formations, even used in a lot, again, Temporal Rift, a lot of places that she is seeing a lot of utility. Now, overall, guys, because she is an awakened hero, you do want the plus 30 signature item on her, as well as the 9 of 9 furniture. Now, of course, this is going to result in all of the skills and abilities unlocked with the hero. And then for the engraving, you actually want to take her up to an E67. So it is built up to a 60, and then focusing on the attack node, which is right here, guys, the insight, and then the haste node will take her to a 67. So this one will actually give her the plus 5 right here out of the attack. And then, of course, 1 for the insight, 1 for the haste, gives her the 5, 6, and the 7 to give her a 30967 build. Now, the second one that we look at, which is honestly pretty much a game changer, guys, is Naruko. If you have built out Naruko, you'll see how effective this tank is, guys. Not only the damage, but also the healing, also the buffing. Very, very solid, very impressive Mauler hero overall, which is the reason why she is coming in at number 2. Now, overall on this, guys, plus 30 signature item, absolutely. This is huge for the defense reduction out of here. Building her to a plus 30, again, is a very, very big priority. She can crush it in the tower. She is also used, again, in a lot of different areas in AFK Arena. Now, when it comes to the furniture, 3 of 9 is really the place you got to build her. You can do 9 of 9 if you're looking to add a little bit more stats, but most of the time, Nadia does not die. So that is really one of the big things. She becomes immune to damage when she dies. Most battles, again, the 9 of 9 on here is super situational because a majority of the time Nadia does not die. Now, in the engraving, you want to take her to a 36. You can see we have her at a 30 right here, but there are the haste in the received healing aspect, and then, of course, the accuracy and the haste so you can get the hero built out a lot further. Now, you'll notice kind of the transition of these guys. Most of them are pretty one-sided when it comes to the abilities, when it comes to, one side of the engraving is kind of the physical resistance. One side is the haste received healing. There's accuracy and haste. Again, these, you'll actually put 3 in each of these, giving her the 36 overall on the build. And I do have my notes down here, guys. Now that does put her again in the second priority. Third one, still holding on very strong, guys, is the big boy, the awakened version of Brutus. Still a monster in a lot of different game modes. Still being run in the Treasure Scramble, still being run in, again, a lot of different places where we are still seeing him being super effective. Now, of course, Awakened Hero, guys, it is a 309 build, so a plus 30 signature item, which is huge because of this Mountain Shield right here, which makes him a monster, guys. 9 of 9 furniture, absolutely. If they're on the edge of the battlefield, they receive additional damage and a stun duration. That is a huge crowd control piece that this hero does have. Now, for the engraving, most players do take him to a 68, so a little bit higher with him, again, with the build. And you can see this is kind of a backwards build on here, but these you'll actually be able to put only 1 in. So looking over here, the insight, the crit, the haste, the physical pierce, and the haste in the accuracy is what you want to build. So 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, you'll have 5 with the attack rate here, giving us a total of 68 versus on the awakened version of Sofia was a 67. Brutus, we are taking to a 68 for the optimal build. Now, again, being an awakened hero, being, you have to have them built out with the signature item, the furniture, and the engraving for them to be super effective within game modes, which is the reason why, again, they do require a very big build out for those awakened heroes. Putting Brutus in number 3, guys, that is the slot. Now, next one we look at is, of course, right here, guys, that we just got skinned. Anasta works incredibly well. Again, looking big picture at the Mauler faction, works incredibly well. Now, this is, of course, going to be a plus 30 signature item as well because of the significantly increased damage, guys. This is what gives her the ability to actually do a lot more damage. Anasta's attack will increase the damage they take by 35% for 7 seconds. That is a massive increase to the damage that they're putting out in here. Looking at the inn, you do want the 9 of 9 furniture. So this again is going to be a very big build, which a majority of these heroes are, especially if you're min-maxing, if you're building them up for specific ones. All allied heroes are granted 2 stacks of the Brawler's protection. The 9 of 9 furniture is going to do the defense reduction on the entire team, which is awesome, guys. That is the reason why players do run this hero, is because of the Brawler's protection, which of course is going to be a really big mitigation factor that she does have, reducing the damage that the team is taking. Then when it comes to the engraving, guys, most players do run her to a 41. So kind of a unique build on her. Right here we have her at a 30, but taking her to the 41 is the inclusion of these. That is 3, 6, I believe 9. And then taking her a little bit higher. The attack, most of the time we build the attack on there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, that's the 3. So taking the haste, the insight, the physical pierce, the accuracy, and then the attack in there. Again, bringing her up to an E41. I had to do the math in there real quick to make sure that we did have this hero built out, which again, most of the heroes that you see in your guys, I do the 30 or the 60 or a little bit higher, depending on the utility that we have within these heroes. Now, there are a lot of players that also do take her to a 60 just for this extra little bit of protection. It gives you about a 4% increase, but you do have some of the health recovery a little bit higher, which again, not seeing her used in a ton of different places anymore. And then, of course, guys, the final one, which is kind of crazy to think min-maxing, is Cresso. Now, Cresso, of course, being a hero that is used in a lot of different content. The plus 30 signature item, absolutely, guys. This is a requirement on him. The plus 20 will work. 30 is really ideal. And again, we're going with kind of the optimal builds in here. But looking at the engraving, you want to do the plus 30 engraving is where they're building him. And then most players are just doing the 3 of 9 to really build him out. That is really the min-max, guys, is having this. The skills passive effect can be triggered 7 times. So you actually get a lot more times. It's going from 3 to 7, which again is the plus 30. Now, if you're using him in the Curse Realm, if you're using him in the Nightmare Corridor, you do have to have, I believe, the 30330 at a minimum to really build him out, guys. But again, if you want to min-max him or take him a little bit higher, you can take the engraving higher. But overall, he's used, again, in a couple different game modes and used within the tower formations, of course. I have been using him in a couple different avenues, and he works incredibly well. Unfortunately, I think in the future, guys, with him coming in at number 5, that as we see more heroes being released, as we get some more of our regular heroes, I believe we're going to see him worked out of a couple formations. We could even see him worked out of a few formations with that awakened version of Shmira coming, depending on exactly where her skills and abilities and where it lands within those meta formations. All right, guys, so just to recap our top ones, guys. Number 1, the awakened version of Sofia, absolutely just utilized in so many game modes. Same is true with Naruko. We see the tiny tank used in a ton of AFK content, followed by Brutus in here, just an absolute monster. And again, most of the awakened heroes, guys, use the priority list for the awakened heroes, followed by Honesta, and then, of course, the final one that is coming in at number 5 is Cresso in here, guys. Now, the honorable mention in this one is really Scrag. Scrag does see quite a bit of utility in different game modes, if I can find exactly where he is. The big reason why Scrag is having quite a bit of utility is the invade. So when you look at an invade team, guys, looking at his 9 of 9 furniture here, the invade is really built around Scrag because of the furniture that he does possess. But we're going to have to see exactly, again, where we're coming in with these teams. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.